Normally, I do something called the 5-star shout out. I'm gonna say this line. I'm not gonna say it because I don't believe it. I don't believe in. You can't make a. You know what I'm talking about.
What's going on, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. So glad to be here. Welcome to the Side Jawn. As y'all know, we come to y'all each and every Saturday morning. Ran a little late this morning, technical difficulties, but we are here. Want to give a shout out to my co-host, the Chocolate Girl. She's in the
Hello,
building.
everyone. Hey, Dennis.
Yes. How you
Dan?
doing?
I'm fairly well. I'm fairly well. I don't have anything to complain about this morning. It's Saturday, my favorite day of the week.
Right.
How about
I ain't
you?
got nothing to complain.
All right.
I ain't got nothing to complain about either.
That's good.
Things is going by pretty good.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to see you this morning.
So how was your week? You know, we used to start off with how was your week? How was your week?
My week has been emotional. Just if I wanted to put a word on it, it's been an emotional week. You know, when you have
what type of emotional? Like LL Cool J, you need love, or
well, it's been all kinds of emotions, right? So not romantic emotions, but like concern emotions for family members who are sick. I mean, really sick, like sick. So that's emotional because you're trying to, keep it together for that. Then emotional because two people. Well, I learned one of my classmates from college, ex-boyfriend actually, passed away, and that was a little hard. And then I'm sure you probably know this, but we never talked about this. But I didn't realize that oh gosh, I got his name. That Rob passed away. I didn't realize it.
oh yeah.
Rob Whitney. And when I saw it, because yesterday would have been his birthday.
Right.
So I went to his page. I'm really careful about posting birthdays. I always look at people's pages to see what's going on with them first before I'm saying happy birthday and the person's not here anymore. And sure enough, I was wondering why I hadn't heard from his wife in a while. But yeah. So that kind of messed me up too. And I did some traveling though. It was just an overnight stay travel. So I didn't have to solicit the assistance of our good friend, Miss Tanya from, what's the name of her company? Say it.
Travel Bliss.
Yeah, I didn't have to solicit her services because it was just a quick overnight trip, and got a pretty good deal on that. Cash back, reward points, all that type of good stuff. So yeah. So those are the gamut of emotions, I suppose. And then of course, seeing the grandbaby, that's always a joy. So joyful emotions.
Well,
so how was your week?
I gotta ask a question. You know me.
Oh, okay.
I gotta ask you, where was you at Saturday night when you made that phone call?
Okay, wait a minute. I don't even remember last Saturday night. Where was I doing? It was Saturday.
I said the chocolate girl that made a phone call.
It was a Saturday?
It was a sad because we was at the
Oh
show.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember now. One of my friends that I met in the karaoke circuit, he had a birthday
Okay.
party. He has a huge birthday party at this bar every year, right? And when I say hundreds of people know this man, and they come to this party every year, and he sets the food out. We eat, we drink, we party. You got to buy your own liquor, of course, but everything else is free. And then we karaoke because he loves karaoke too. So our friend of the show, DJ R&B, was the DJ. So I got to hang out with him a little bit and catch up with my old friends that I used to meet up with every Friday at the place called the House here. So we were having a good old time. By the time I called VJ, I had a couple of
Libations.
libations. Yeah, I put it that way. And I was like, I know they up in Jersey. I know they up in Jersey partying. So I said, let me see what they doing about now. I didn't have a chance to watch the live stream or anything like that because I've been busy.
He didn't put the because we just recorded it. So he didn't put it out yet. We're still waiting on June Pierre to put out the official tissue.
Okay. Well, that's why I haven't seen it then. It's not out.
Yeah. He's gonna drop one of these days. He's gonna drop it. He's gonna drop that bomb.
Well, hopefully he's watching. Good morning, June, and BJ and Sam Sports and all of you people in the comments. Welcome to the Side Jawn. Glad to see y'all. But how was your week though, Dennis?
Saturday was beautiful. Got off the show with you. Went down, met up with BJ and Derek and BJ's brother. So that was cool. Then we took the ride to Jersey. Went to Jersey and went, had the show. The weather was a little bit frightening because it started raining, and it stopped raining, then it did a little drizzle, then it stopped again, and then it was like, are we gonna be inside or outside? It was one of them. Now back in the day, your mom was gonna say, either you're gonna be in the house, you can be out the house, but you ain't gonna be in and out of my house.
Right.
It was that's how I felt.
Right.
But we got outside, the crowd came out there. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. My first time being part of the panel for the sports versus relationships.
Yeah. How was that? You've been talking about doing that for a while. Like, y'all ain't had me on the panel. Y'all haven't. Right. I've heard you say that to be in June.
So they ain't had me on the panel yet. I guess I ain't liked in that area yet. That's what I thought. I guess you had to be from Jersey. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, okay. A little discrimination because you're not from here.
But
type of thing.
But there was no discrimination. They let me on the panel.
That's good.
That might be my last show. Let me just say that because I think I acted a little bit too good. I think I acted up a little bit too much. Everybody had like some basic answers to things, and you know me, I went straight off the wall. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, but did you bring up the work relationships? Did that come up? That didn't come up this time?
It came up. It definitely came up.
But you didn't say it?
I did say it. I said it. I said it.
I was about to say, because it's the work wife, work husband. People cheat because they spend all the time with people that work theory. Let me tell you, spending time with all the people that work make me not want to be around them. I don't see how people do it.
Sometimes, matter of fact, you know what, Sharon? A lot of times with me, I really don't do too much. Like when I leave work, that's it. I leave work like my job now. My last couple jobs, we had text threads and all that. I don't be reading the text thread once I'm off work. If you call me when I'm off work, the old Dennis when in my 20s, I'd answer. The new dentist? Oh no, I don't get paid to answer that phone call. Mm-mm. That's why I got a voicemail. That's why
My
I got a
money.
voicemail. Is that important? Is that important? You can leave me a voicemail.
That's right. I'll call you back if I'm so inclined to call you back.
Right?
That's not
Exactly.
even priority or a requirement. But
Sure ain't.
so I have a question for you now. Another question.
Okay.
So how was riding with Derek all the way to Jersey? What was that like?
Derek on the show is not all the way to Derek that you get in person.
Well, explain to the people that's watching who Derek is in case they don't know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, so you watch Derek on the show. Derek is the a-hole on the show. He believes what he say is right.
Which show?
He
Which
believes
show?
that this is on Wild Wednesday, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. We will be making a comeback August 6th, that Wednesday. Right now, we are taking a leave of absence to make sure that everybody get their summer together and, come back with a new bang. But Derek is the a-hole on the show. He believes his Spurs are the greatest team ever. He believes the Denver Broncos was the best thing ever created. Okay, no matter what the conversation is in sports, he can spin it back to the Spurs or the Denver Broncos in any shape or form. I've never seen nobody that can spin a conversation back to their team any way you put it. He can spin it right back to their team. I've never seen nobody.
I've seen it. You're right. You're telling the truth. I mean, y'all were having a discussion about some random team, and all of a sudden he brings up the Broncos, and you went off like, we're not even talking about them. What you talking about?
When I tell you he was happy to be out, excited, dancing, enjoying himself.
That's good. That's good. I can't wait to see this film, this video. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see him in his element.
Yeah, but Derek wasn't on the show, but he was.
Oh, he wasn't.
You heard him you heard him in the background, but he wasn't on the show.
Well, yeah, he was present. You gonna hear him. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, we did Q&A as well. So you heard.
Oh Lord. Well, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. Glad you had a good week back.
Yeah. And then Sunday went to my cousin's house for his birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually really good. I was going to go to the Adune Day Festival, but it started raining, and I was like, I'm not going out there in the rain. But the Adune Day Festival in Philadelphia is a big cultural event in Philadelphia. It holds up to almost 500,000 people.
Whoa.
There is hundreds and hundreds of vendors out there selling things. It's just a great place to be. A lot of walking, but it's a great place to be for Black culture. That's what I'm going to say. The Adune Day Festival. I'll make sure I'll be there next year. Put my chips together to be there next year. Hopefully it don't rain. I don't like going places outside when it rains. I don't.
Well, I don't either because messes up my hair. Can't have that.
I wasn't thinking that, they call me sugar, and sugar can't get wet. That's what I was saying.
Okay. Next. I'm gonna let that slide today.
Yeah, went to my cousin's house. We was over there for his birthday party. Next thing you know, it started to be about 2 a.m, and everybody was like, "Man, I want some of that fish. Ain't no more fish left." Just like my family, my cousins start frying fish at 2 a.m.
Wow.
At 2 a.m, right on the grill, frying fish 2 a.m, right on the grill.
2 a.m.
2 a.m. I had to record it because I know what nobody gonna believe. I had to record it. I said Wally G's out here frying fish 2 a.m. for the after hour.
What kind of fish?
Whiting.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, it had to be whiting or perch. That's what I always hear.
I don't think I ever had perch.
Really? Oh
I don't think
yeah,
I've ever had perch.
whiting or perch. That's what I always hear.
I don't think I've ever had perch. That's yeah. I don't think I've ever had perch.
Mm-hmm. Whiting, perch, um, what was I gonna say? Whiting, perch. I don't know what's another good fish you cook on the grill.
No, he fried it on the grill. He fried
Well,
fish.
fried it on the grill.
Yeah. And he
He
had the
had one of
grease and everything.
those things, and okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. What we talking about today, boss?
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are doing our first ever movie review. You know,
Ever?
this is the first ever movie review. We have not done a movie review. Usually, when a movie come out, we always say we're gonna watch it, and then something happen and we don't end up watching it. This time is the first time that we actually watched the movie that came out, and now we are doing a review on it.
This is the second
What
one.
other movie? What's the other one we did?
Bad Boys. When you came here and we saw the Bad Boys together in our next show, we talked about the movie. Yeah.
I didn't know we did a movie review on Bad
We
Boys.
did. Go back and watch the episode. Pull the episode.
It was last year, so
But I think this is the first time we just had a dedicated show for a movie review. Yes, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
We just talked about the movie. It wasn't a serious movie review. Just, yeah, I liked it. My favorite part. That was about it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about Tyler Perry's Netflix movie Straw. That's the movie that we're talking about. Straw. Starring Taraji P. Henson and Sherry Shepherd and Tiana Taylor. Now, personally, I'm be honest with you. I'm gonna start this thing off. I wasn't feeling Tiana Taylor as a cop in the beginning. It wasn't until halfway through the movie that I was like, okay, now she warming up to me as a police officer. But in the beginning, I ain't like it at all. I ain't like it.
What about it rubbed you the wrong way?
It just didn't feel like she was acting. Just like she was just standing there as a model. Like she had a couple words to say. It wasn't like she was acting.
Mm-hmm. Well, she was processing information. Okay. She's thinking.
But I did appreciate her later in the movie. I'm going to say that I did appreciate her later in the movie.
So if you guys have not seen the movie and you don't want to be tipped off, just turn the volume down and don't listen to what we're saying. You can watch us, but just don't listen. But I liked her from the very beginning, but I'm a Tiana Taylor, like a real huge Tiana Taylor fan. So it's not too much she can do wrong for me.
Okay.
That's something you didn't know about me. I'm a huge Tiana Taylor fan. I mean, really like her. So, and I've always felt like she's more talented than people knew. Like people wouldn't give her a chance, like wouldn't take her seriously back in the day. Because, she's been in the game for decades. She's not new to this.
I ain't know decades, but I know I do remember seeing her. First time I seen her acting was on the Tyler Perry movie when she did the Byron.
She's been in the game more than 10 years. Yes, she has. And yeah. In fact, that movie was so annoying hearing her say that, but she played that role so well.
So well. She
was perfect.
I didn't even notice that was her at first glance. So well. I was like, who is this annoying ass girl? Damn, she's doing a good job. Didn't even notice that was her until I went back and I was like, oh, that is Tiana Taylor.
But see, I saw it at the theater. So she was, big screen. I was like, oh, I clearly could see it was her. But yeah. But see, I knew who she was already.
Yeah, you was
already a lot of people didn't know who she was until that movie.
Yeah, you was already a fan.
Yeah, I was already a fan. So, but anyway, so the beginning of the movie, well, we didn't see her at the very, very beginning. She came in, what, 15 minutes in, 20, maybe.
Yeah, because it was a lot to process. I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot to process because I'm gonna tell you what threw me off.
Okay.
The principal.
Yeah.
That weird look the principal gave out and I'm telling you, this is me watching the movie first time, and I'm like, why is she looking at her like that?
Why is she looking at her like that? Like, is she looking down her nose at her? I immediately thought that she was looking at her like she, like, you know, like she's up here and she's down there. That's how I took it at first. But then I was like, Marcus, listen, I've been asking him for a shirt. He won't give me one. He won't give me one. Keep telling me, well, you got the logo. You can go get the shirt yourself. No, I wanted him to get it. I wanted him to get it. That's his thing. He knows about all that. I don't know anything about getting shirts done and all that, but you know, so I don't have one, Marcus. So until I get one, you can't have one. How about that?
I make sure I make it my duty to have y'all one before my birthday.
Yeah, I told y'all.
I
pay for it. It'd be my expense.
I got OG. I owe him a shirt and a hat. I got the hats. I just need to get the shirts. I got the hats. I just need to get them made.
What's up, OG? Thank you. Water does my body good.
Well, y'all are something else.
I'm just telling the truth. But anyway, back to the movie. Okay. So, yes, when the principal was looking at her weird when she dropped her daughter off at the beginning of the movie, is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
And I was confused too. I was like, what is maybe she looked? I was like, oh, everybody just nasty. You know, because she had already had to run in with the landlord. And that was she was a nasty, foul-mouthed woman, wasn't she?
Yes, she was, but I want to say this. It was so great to see Sinbad.
Yes.
OMG. It was so great to see Sinbad.
Yes, it was.
I was like,
and they picked a role for him so he didn't have to worry about trying to be mobile, none of that. And yeah, it was really good to see him.
Really good to see him. Glad he's doing better. He's out here back to acting. I love it.
Yeah. Tyler Perry, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. You say what you want about Tyler Perry. You can call him a snake. You can say his materials, whatever. That man is putting people to work.
Now you are a female. Do you feel as though?
Go ahead.
I just got to ask a question. Do you feel some type of way about Tyler Perry keep picking these same type of films?
No, it doesn't bother me. Okay, so let me explain why it doesn't bother me. Do you want to know why?
Well, it's not really for me to know why, but there is going to be a lot of women out there that's like, oh, well, you know, I feel as though he always, you know, picked the bashing of black women all the time, and he feed off of that. And I want to get your opinion on it.
Well, I don't think it's a matter of him always producing movies bashing black women. I think he tries to show how the world bashes black women and how they rise above it. For the most part, it's just like Diary of a Mad Black Woman. He dogged his wife, his black wife, got with the Latina chick, and then she rises. She bounces back. That's a victory for a black woman. So, I mean, that's just one example. He's had 30,000 movies, and plays. So I don't harbor that feeling. I think some of his movies really teach really good lessons, but it's no different than all these movies about slavery and racism and oppression of the black people in America. There's a ton of them. ton of them, to the point where it's so traumatizing for me. I'm not going to see any. I don't go see them anymore. I did go see Harriet. I saw Harriet. And the only reason why I saw Harriet is because somebody came to my house one day and told me the whole movie because they really wanted me to see it. So when my sister said she wanted to go, I went. But before Harriet, I didn't see Django. I didn't see 12. I didn't see 12 Years a Slave. I haven't seen. I couldn't get through Amistad. The first scene came on at Amistad, and when that woman took that child and fell over the side of the boat, I turned it off. I couldn't watch the rest. I couldn't watch it. And so it's trauma for me. I come from the time of Roots. I've seen them all. You hear me? All the way back to Roots. Okay. So I've seen them. And I don't want to see, I don't know. It's important to preserve the history, but I don't have to see a cinematic adaptation of that anymore for me to know what it's about. It's for people who haven't. It's for the younger people so they can know their history because they don't seem to know it and act like they don't want to. So that's for them. That's for them.
They was
oh, wait a minute. And it's for white people too, because white people need to understand. They need to understand what happened so it won't happen again. And as long as they try to bury their heads in the sand, talking about, oh, don't make my children feel bad. That's bull crap. Go ask Germany. Go ask them. Go ask them why they are the way they are now, because they don't ever want that Nazi crap to happen again. If you just bury it and don't talk about it, never tell the next generation, it could happen again.
Sure can.
So all this, they don't want to see it. Don't tell my kids about it in school. That's bull. That's a whole nother conversation. But anyway.
Hold on. This is what they were saying.
Well, I don't agree. I don't agree. You asked. I do not agree with that assessment. I don't believe that this was another bashing Black women movie.
And exploiting Black women's trauma.
I don't think it's exploiting. How can you say it's exploiting when it's a movie?
So I said.
It's a movie. He has employed Black women and they're earning a paycheck. These are Black women with families. They've got children. They've got legacy to worry about.
And they went public and said the only man that gave them a raise is Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry.
Only man that actually treat them like a movie star is Tyler Perry.
The most they've ever made. The most they've ever made. And if you think about the movies they've been in, TV shows and movies, it's just like, wow. It took all the way to Tyler Perry for them to get paid. That's sad. That's really sad. So anyway, but as far as the movie is concerned, I had no problem with the storyline. I saw people posting about how unrealistic it was. Oh, that would never happen. This would never happen. It's a movie, y'all. Everything in reality TV. It doesn't have to be like reality. It's a movie. It's fiction.
You don't know what may happen when you lose your child and you wasn't expecting it and you all by yourself and nobody there to help you.
And nobody will listen. There's a running theme through this movie for me is that nobody saw her. And she talks about it in the bank when she's talking to Nicole, the branch manager.
She does. She does talk about it. She said, I was out of my mind. She does. And I said.
And nobody sees her. Nobody will listen. Nobody cares. She kept saying, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody believed her about the police officer. And I want to say something about that police officer scene. There are officers like that right now.
Yes, it is.
Still working as a police officer, jumping from police departments to police departments, getting fired because they roughed up somebody and still getting jobs other places. That's how people like this dude end up like that. And they get away with it.
And a lot of things that I like to tell like younger folks when they be wanting to go out late, that's when the worst police officers work.
Well, listen, let me tell you. I want to ask you as a man first. What parts of the movie did any part of the movie really like grip you right here, like tear your heart out, like really just was like, oh my God, that is just so terrible or so wrong or so gripping or anything like that? Is there a part?
It was a couple parts.
Okay.
Shout out. Hold on, man. It was not only was it good to see Sinbad, but it was good to see Preach from Cooley High. It was real good to see Preach from Cooley High. I ain't like his character though. I ain't like his character. He deserved to get shot 40 times. All right.
Yes, he did.
I ain't gonna lie to you. He deserved to get shot 40 times.
Yeah.
All right. And then the scenes he had. Oh yeah, me and him fight. The check right there. You ain't giving me the check.
Right.
But I'm fired. Oh yeah. Well, I'm already fired. I'm taking the check.
Right. Right.
What you gonna do? Call the cops because I took my check?
That was so wrong. He was just mean for no reason. Just mean to her. Yeah. Berating her in front of everybody. Cussing at him. It was just terrible. Just like when the guy threw the bottle, he didn't even ask her if she was okay. He was just worried about somebody slipping and falling. And then go look at her and say, clean it up. Like he can't go get a broom so she can keep waiting on the customers. That's what he should have done. He should have gotten to clean up so she could keep ringing people up. People stand. That's why the people got mad because now they got to keep standing there while he sends her to go get a mop. That's crazy. That's management.
That is the working. I'm not gonna lie to you, Sharon. If you had a bad working environment, that is what it is. I've been at a bad working environment before. And
I have not quite that bad. I don't think
he was so relatable. I was like, I know a mofo like him.
Wow, I can't say that I've worked for anybody bad like that. But see, my first day on the job, I would have gone somewhere else. I couldn't. Nah. But then I wouldn't, at a young age, I was not a single mom trying to put food on the table either. See what I mean? Back then when I was working like part-time jobs like that. Mm-mm.
Oh no, I ain't ever stay long. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. I ain't stay long, and I ain't gonna lie to you, Sharon. I got everything I needed at the job. Let me just say that. All right, I got everything I needed.
Okay. Moving on. So, what was another part of the movie that gripped you, Dennis? The feds is watching. I'm 2 Chainz.
That police officer. They took her car and she had to walk back
in the rain.
Man. In the rain, boy. Ain't nothing good about walking back in bad weather. Walking in bad weather, make you think about your life. Okay, I had to walk in the snow. I had to walk in the snow one time, and boy, did I think about my life at that moment, boy. Like I can't go on like this. I ain't doing this anymore.
Yeah, that's not a good feeling. But I didn't cry watching the movie, and I thought I would, but I don't think I cried because I think I was more traumatized than anything than sad. If that makes any sense, I was. When you go through trauma yourself, you start developing ways to push it down and push it away so you can go on and handle your business and do the things you have to do, right? So I'm watching a movie and this all like my defense mechanisms was active around me while I'm watching the movie so I could get through it because I really wanted to be able to talk to you about this movie today. Right. So I have watched it twice now. I've watched it
I did.
twice.
I watched it twice as well.
Yeah, because I wanted to see what I missed from the first time. And see, I'll get to that part about the twist at the end, but later. But was there any other particular part? You said the part with the boss and the cop. Is there anything else that stuck out?
That lady said something. That older lady that had the diabetes, she said, "People don't know how expensive it is to be poor." And I said,
Mm,
man, that might have been the best line in the whole movie right there.
hmm.
When she said that, people don't know how expensive it is to be
Yeah,
poor.
yeah. I see. It was interesting. I would we could talk about the characters of the people in the bank if you want. We could talk about that because the whole bank issue started happening with Tessa, the bank teller, not cashing the check. Now I know she's just following the rule, and what she was trying to tell Janaya was that she can't cash it, but you might be able to go to the bank manager and she might be able to cash it, but I can't cash it. You see what I'm saying? But Janaya was so distraught. All she heard was she can't cash her check. And she's like, I got to get my check. Now, we know what she's been through the whole day. Tessa doesn't. But
Right.
I felt like Tessa, in case, for people who don't know who Tessa is and have seen the movie, that's the light-skinned teller, because they had a light-skinned one and a dark-skinned one. Did you notice that? I noticed that.
I noticed that.
Yes. And the light-skinned one, Tessa, lighter skin, she wasn't that light, but lighter. She lacked compassion all the way through the movie until the very end, when Janaya finally was told they found that officer, and they cut to Tessa's face, and she's like, oh, like, wow, she was telling the truth. That's what her face looked like. Like, cause she wasn't buying nothing that Janaya said through the whole movie. She was trying to escape. She the one that put the message on the window talking about no bomb. The bomb is fake. One gun. She just nothing but the lady with the diabetes told her about herself, didn't she?
Sure did.
She's like she's a big mama. She was big mama sitting there, because big mama will tell you. If anybody got a big mama, they're gonna tell you what they think. Straight up, no chaser.
I think I've seen that lady before. I should have checked the credits.
Oh yeah.
What her name is. I think I've seen that lady before.
Oh yeah, you've seen her before. She's been in some movies. I'm sitting here trying to think right now what movie she's been in. I'm gonna find out after the show. I'm gonna find out, because you have seen her in some well-known movies, not B movies, well-known. And I didn't like that. I did not like the way that she was treating her, the way that she was just like. And the other teller, I liked her better. But here's my problem with the other teller. Okay, so whenever you're looking at a story, you got the hero, you got the good person, you got the foil, which is always the bad person that causes all the chaos, right? And the foils in the movie were the landlord, the boss, the police officer, the FBI guy. We'll get to him in a minute, that jerk. Those were the foils. And then Tessa, you can add her. She was a foil. Remember the black guy and the black customer and the security guard in the bank that ended up running out of the bank?
Right.
What you think about them two?
Well, the security guard looked like the security guard kind of looked like me, lost in the sauce. Ain't know what was going on. I ain't gonna lie to you. If that had happened and I ain't really see her with the gun, I'm lost in the sauce. I don't know what's going on. Now, mind you, they only tell you as a security guard, your job is customer service and make sure you do what needs to be done. They don't tell you, hey, in an emergency situation, if they got a gun, you need to, wrong answer. They ain't tell me I need to do none of that. I need to get up out of here. That's what they told me. So I can understand where he come from. That don't mean, that was a good idea, but I can understand. Because his whole idea from the beginning was we close. He
Yeah,
followed the rules.
he
We
did.
close.
We closed. But she recognized her, so she said, "Let her in. I'll cash her check." She knew that she'd been having a hard time, and she felt compassion. So you got a list of people in the movie had no compassion. You got another list of people in the movie don't have any compassion at all for her. None. Like nothing ever happens to them. Nobody had to show you compassion before. That's what I kept thinking. And I'm like, because I didn't know that I didn't read about the movie plot, so I didn't know it was going to turn into a bank situation. So I'm just looking like, let her in so she can go cash her check. Y'all just closed. I mean, you noticed that, right? They had just closed. It wasn't like they've been closed an hour and she tried to get in there. So anyway, we've done that before. We've actually let somebody in to cash their check that we knew when I was a bank teller one time. Once.
I ain't mad at you, but one thing I did learn from all this, I understand why direct deposit is so valuable. Because now I sit back and I think about it, I think I only step in the bank about once a year.
Mm-hmm. I would go more often. I do have needs to go to the bank, but I don't go as often as I used to. That's for sure. But so those two guys to me were cowardice to me. Like the guy trying to be the one that jumped up on her to attack her.
Yeah, trying to be a hero.
Trying to be a hero, and then end up running out. He ain't no hero.
Yeah, try to be a hero, end up being a zero.
What did you think about the okay, so let's talk about this bank situation. So I saw people talking about saying that Tyler Perry's writing on this part was whack because anybody would have thought nobody would just go up in the bank with a gun if they weren't trying to rob it, right? People have to understand the character that Taraji was playing. She was playing somebody who's just been tormented the whole day so far.
Man.
She just killed two people.
I want to say she has been tormented for I want to say probably throughout that movie 29 hours, almost 30 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's in the hospital with the daughter. That situation happens. Then she's traumatized, so she still believes let's see, this is the thing that people be like, oh, why would she act like that? I know I've seen it with my own two eyes.
I have too.
I've seen somebody be like, no, they ain't dead. They ain't dead. Come on, no. Bring her back to my house. She can stay with me. And I was like,
right.
I've never seen before then. I've never seen that. Before me actually seeing it, I've never seen that. So I can honestly see where she thought she was still alive.
Right.
And went on with her day like she was still alive. I can honestly see that.
Right. Me too. Because I mean, I'm thinking about everything that she went through by the time she goes to the bank. Because remember, her stuff been put out on the curb in the rain. Lost her car.
Threatened for her life.
Yep. Threatened by the cop. He said, I'm going to, and told the other cop, make her suffer. Oh my God. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, threatened by the cop. Lost her job. Couldn't get her check. Gets robbed. The point blank gun to head robbery. Right. Gets hit with a gun.
Right.
Then gets blamed for setting up the robbery. After she killed the guy, to save their lives because he tried to take her bag for her daughter, and the whole time, boy, like, just give him the bag. Kill. No. You guys listen. I like Preach a lot. Preach ass needed to go. I don't give nobody say his ass needs to go. All right. He was the manager you wanted to follow into his crib to whoop his ass. All right. He was one of the managers.
You know that's the Colonel from Different World too.
Yeah. But I always called him Preach and Cooley High. My dad made me watch Cooley High, and anytime I see he is Preach from Cooley High. He was in the TV show The Neighborhood recently as well. Yeah. He's actually the grandpapa on there.
Remember on Cooley Eye when he poured the liquor out? That's the first time in my life I heard about pouring out liquor when somebody died. It was that movie. Yeah. I had never heard it. But I was little. I was a little girl.
You was little. When I finally seen the movie, I think I was about 10 years old.
Well, I'm saying I was there. I was alive when it came out. We saw it at the drive-in when it came out. My family went. Mom, Dad, me, Sheila, all in the car watching Cooley Eye. And I was like little girl. So I didn't know what they were doing. I was like, oh, so you pour it? Oh, okay. I guess to honor them. I figured it out, but that's the first time I had ever seen that. And I always remember that scene. But anyway, yeah. That part, that's all I'm gonna say about that part.
Yeah, they that's a lot to go through in one day.
Yeah, and I mean, you gotta the girl. What I really wanted to get to is, it was very clear to Detective Raymond that this woman was not robbing the bank. She wasn't out for no robbery. They found all the money sitting there on the table in the office at the grocery store.
Exactly.
All that money was there. She took her check. She didn't take not one bill. Not one. She took her check. That's it.
She better
and the gun. She was still holding the gun by the time she got to the bank. And I think that she had it because she was stressed and didn't realize she still had it at first. And then she had put it in the bag, before she walked in the bank. And then so when she was trying to take stuff out and she takes the gun out and Tessa just, all of a sudden she going crazy. She's like, what are you doing? I don't want all that money. I just want you to cash my check. Once again, what happened? Tessa wouldn't listen to her. She wouldn't listen to her. That's the fifth person that wouldn't listen to her in one day. That's a lot. And remember, she thought that she went to the school and the principal and the children's service lady took her daughter. She thinks that happened too.
But if you watch, that's why I had to watch it twice. That's why I had to watch it twice. Because I had to looked at the principal the whole time. Principal never said nothing.
Nope.
She never said nothing. And I was
she did. She said 2 words. She said, I'm sorry. That's all she said.
Right.
But towards the end, when they did the recap and she's running into school and she's like, I got here as fast as I can. Then she said, I'm sorry. We didn't call you. So in her memory, she didn't hear the rest. She just had her saying, I'm sorry. She didn't hear in her mind the whole sentence. She just heard, I'm sorry. And then imagine this lady was taking her because she couldn't deal with the fact that she was dead. That's what that was. Right. Somebody took her. I'm going to get her back. Oh my God. That right there is heartbreaking. I just can't imagine. Losing your child. They say that's the worst kind of loss ever. Losing your child. That's what they say. Even more than your parents, sibling, grandparents, all of it. So anyway, so I just thought that was interesting in the bank how she just put that gun up there and people in the online were talking about, wouldn't nobody go up in there with no gun and put it up there like that and blah, 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 blah. You don't know that. You don't know what you will do when you are traumatized. I have seen people snap firsthand.
Half of y'all go through little problems and be snapped.
And snap.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. first of all, there's a lot of y'all that put all y'all business on social media that you know you ain't even supposed to be putting on there.
Right.
Now,
I
just
just
imagine if you
saw a
was
video
trauma like that.
yesterday. I saw a video yesterday. These two people fighting. They fighting. Why are y'all putting this on social media? I don't understand it.
Like I said, there's a lot of things that you just realize. I realized one thing about social media: there's a lot of dumb people talking. A lot of dumb
You got that right.
There's a
You got that
lot of,
right.
and there's too many uneducated people talking.
Right. Let me see. I took some notes.
That's what I was.
So I thought it'd be interesting to talk about who the heroes were in the movie.
I would have to say the black girl that recorded.
The who?
Even though the black girl that was recording, the black teller.
Oh, the other teller. The teller number 2 is what I call her.
Yeah, the teller that started recording.
Mm-hmm.
Because if she wouldn't have recorded, then people wouldn't have known what was going on with her. She told everything that happened to her that day, except the fact that her daughter was dead.
Right.
But and everything else.
And she kept saying, I just need this money to get the medicine for my daughter. And I got to take the $40 to the school so she can eat. That's the two things she kept saying.
And schools, and let me explain this. Schools do embarrassing shit like that.
Yeah.
Now, not now. None of the schools I worked at done embarrassing shit like that. Schools do embarrassing shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there ain't enough money on there for your kid to eat, so you just gonna sit there and say, "Oh no, you can't eat that." You need that. Put like kid to the side. Don't embarrass that damn kid like that.
Yeah, and kids will tease them. Kids are cruel. Right. Kids are cruel. So she was a hero. Who else you got?
I got Tiana Taylor, and I got the black police officer, not the FBI agent, but the black police, the black sergeant.
The captain, the captain. Yeah. Yeah. His Chief Wilson. That's who he was. The police chief, Chief Wilson. That was his name. He was definitely a hero because he started believing Detective Raymond from the beginning. But what did you think about Detective Raymond's partner?
I thought he was a little bit too much by the book. That's what I thought. He was too much by the book, and he, it was more so, all the evidence was right there, but he couldn't see past it. He didn't see what black women trauma is. He didn't care about none of that. He just wanted to hurry up and wrap it up and get ready to give it a go. But then after he heard everything that happened and see what was going on, he apologized to Detective Raymond. So
he turned. So he was able to change. So he changed.
Right.
So I have to give him credit because I first had him on my weak list as a weak person, like weak character, because he wasn't strong enough to stand up to the powers that be for Janiyah, but Detective Raymond did the whole movie.
Yeah.
And
I gotta give it to Sherry Shepherd because she went outside the first time to take the lady with the diabetes out, and then it was like, stay out here, and she was like, no, I'm going back in.
Going back in,
and she went back in, and I was like, wow. It's like, how many people actually going the fuck back in there? Well, somebody would have done.
See, that's further proof. That was her way of letting them also know that they weren't dealing with some violent, crazed, hell bent on killing people person in there. It's nothing like that. And they could see. Remember that the part where they actually had their own cameras in there and they could see what she was doing. Right. They could see she wasn't like raving the gun and threatening to kill anybody. She was saying why she was there. She was saying it. So I don't know. I just felt like a lot of people were not willing to give her the benefit of the doubt at all from the very beginning. But I want to talk about this lion. Oh, well, before I get to the lion, let me go back to the hero. So This is who I have for the heroes. So I have Detective Raymond. Eventually, her partner came around, but the Chief Wilson, Jania's co-worker,
Yeah.
the young lady at the grocery store, spoke up for her. Nicole, the branch manager, the people outside that all came with the signs eventually saying free Jania, Benny, Sinbad, who played Benny in the wheelchair. And I like the way he kept emphasizing she didn't have any money, but she would always give me $1 or $2 so I could make sure I eat. And I'm like, that's a good person. If you poor and struggling and you give somebody else money, that's character right there. That's what I say. That's character. Because she didn't have it to give. That's how I look at it. So anyway, Benny, the teller number 2. Yeah, and eventually, Detective Raymond's co-worker. Did I leave anybody out?
No, what's this line you talking about? Look at that up.
Well, okay. So I saw somebody put online how when she was leaving her house at the beginning of the show, she said she'd be back at 10. And somebody said that landlord, how awful the landlord was to put her stuff out. And somebody said, well, she did lie. She said she was coming at 10. She knew she wasn't coming at 10 because she had to go to work. And I'm like, is that really a lie or is that desperation? You're going to say whatever you got to say at the time. You're going to do that. People don't understand what it's like to be under pressure like that. You know, Shaq always tells the story about how he was at the Garden. I think it was at the Garden, like was the first time he played at the Garden, and he didn't play well because when his father asked him about it, he said it was just a lot of pressure. And he was like, pressure? Get your ass in the car. And he took him down to this bridge, and there was this family living under the bridge. Have you heard him tell the story? No. This family is living under the bridge. I've seen this video, I don't know how many times. And you got to hear him tell it, though. It's really compelling. And there's this family living under the bridge, and his father says to him, you see that right there? That's pressure. Not knowing where your next meal coming from. Not having a roof over your head for your wife and your kids. That's pressure. I don't want to hear nothing. Y'all get paid all this money to play basketball and do this and do that. That ain't no damn pressure. And Shaq said that changed him that day. So that's what I'm saying about these people that I see in the comments. They have no idea what real pressure is. I mean, I've never been evicted. I don't know what that feels like. But I'm willing to bet I could probably it could probably make me do some pretty desperate things if I had to, especially if I had a little girl. I mean, does anybody care about people anymore? That's my thing.
Well, the eviction notice was sitting there in the house.
Yeah.
So it was well past caring. Once you got an eviction notice, you at least a couple months back. So then it's like, well, when you gonna pay? I'm paying when I get paid. And well, how many times have they heard that?
That's true. But
how many times, I see the lady who threw her out. I see her side.
I see her side. I don't think she had to be so nasty about it though. But I do see her side.
Yeah, you ain't have to say nothing. You could have just threw out. You ain't have to say anything.
You didn't got to say all that and berate her in front of everybody. You didn't have to do that. And you didn't even have to leave all her stuff out in the rain. Didn't have to do that. She really didn't. She did not have to.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just felt like the people in the comments were just not understanding. Like they don't care. They're like, oh, well, that's on her. What? You don't have any idea.
Remember when you, and I'm gonna take you back. Remember when we used to talk when we first met, and we used to talk, and you used to tell me how when these kids start getting paid in college, how they was going to change and everything. And then I was like, ain't going to be no big change. It's a change. I'm not going to lie. But I remember when you said, if I could just get the guys to watch WNBA and almost the same way they watch the NBA, it'll be all right. And I said, Sharon, you don't want that because there's a lot of idiots that watch the NBA. You're like, no. The NBA needs it for growth, man. No, Sharon. You don't want. And every moment you turn around, what they doing? Bashing Angel Reese up in Cleveland Clark. Bashing Angel Reese up. They ain't even watching nobody else. They ain't watching nobody else. You ask them who Ryan Howard is, they don't know. That's my favorite player. I love her. They don't know. They don't know she hit 9 threes yesterday.
That Ryan,
they don't know.
She has been balling.
Man,
she's like balling. She's balling. That's all I can say. I'm just like, whoa. She is balling. But I remember you saying that, but that's a little different than what's happening now, though. I think you were trying to say you don't want the crazy people.
Any chance they get to criticize something, you go and get the worst stuff. Like Lil Wayne dropped the album. All right. Now, on my evaluation of the album, and I heard it a couple times, it's not an album that people feel as though should have been part of the Carter series. Because to me, it's not a Carter album. It's an all right album, but it should have been part of the I'm Not a Human Being series. Because he went out and did things a lot differently than he usually do for a Carter series, is what I felt. But this is my assumption of it, of how I feel about the Carter album.
So listen, because I don't know. Yeah, I haven't listened to it, so I have to figure that out.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, people are going to get a chance to bash things anytime they can. You're going to get the worst of the worst on the internet.
Yeah, but these y'all finding out the effects of the NIL though now. Y'all definitely should be finding that out. Just like me and Trisha told you 5 years ago.
Right.
And we said on our show 3 years prior to that. So it's been 8 years we've been talking about the situation. And everything that we predicted is coming true. It's happening. And what I find, let me tell you what I find. A lot of y'all I won't say you. A lot of the pay these kids people are like living in denial. They're like trying to make excuses and pretend like there's no negative side to it. Like they don't see what's happening to the game. They don't know nothing's happening to the game, and they're able to see this player was able to buy their mom's house and see this player got him out, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, yeah, okay. But the game, though. What's happening with the game? Oh, nothing's happening to the game. Oh, it's just more parity. It's great. No, this is not parity.
Here's the crazy thing about it, Sharon. Not only did it happen, I root for one team in college football, and we finally got a quarterback. Tennessee. And my one quarterback was the one that said he was going to hold out until he got more money. I said, I'll be damn.
Yeah, because money changes people. People think that the people who say amateur, they think that there's something wrong with them. Like there's some sinister reason that they want to operate everything like a plantation in college. Like the NFL is any different. It's not. So, I mean, they're preparing them for that. The NBA either. They're the same. They're all the same. They all operate the same way. It's just some leagues' rules are a little better than the other. That's it. It's payment rules. But contract rules. But yeah, I know we're supposed to be talking about the movie, but since you brought it up, I'm just gonna say it. Money changes people, even little people, and their mama and daddy, and their siblings, and their grandmama and them. It changes people. It changes the way they see the game, the way they approach it, everything, the way they feel about the organization, what they're willing to put up with and not put up with, sacrifices they're refusing to make now. And y'all think that it's not going to change these people? You out of your damn mind. And is it worth it? To them it is, because they get money. They sticking it. Everything is about sticking it to the man. That's their chief concern. Giving the players the same rights and privileges that the coach gets. I don't know why they're so hell-bent on that. When you go to your job, the CEO is balling. They sitting on a 50-foot yacht, chilling out in Bali somewhere, and you sitting in here punching the clock, and you not complaining. Why can't I do the same thing my CEO does? Why can't I get paid millions of dollars like my CEO? You're not doing that, but the CEO, but the schools is making all this money off of them. So is your CEO. Your CEO is making tons of money off your back in your job right now. So how are y'all justifying it? I'm just like, it just blows my mind. How can y'all say that this is the way to go? Oh, they're exploiting these kids.
I'm gonna say this. The reason I say, and I said this 5 years ago, I said, where is this gonna stop at? That's what I said. Because if they're gonna pay the college kids, they're gonna pay the high school kids.
And what did I say?
The high school kids, they're gonna pay the Pee Wee kids.
What did I say? It's gonna destroy the Pee Wee League, because it's gonna go all the way down first grade. It's gonna go all the way down there, and you're gonna see these parents getting in fights in a Pee Wee game.
Oh, they've been doing that, man.
Well, no, you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it never happened before, but I mean, when I say that, it's going to be happening more often, all the time, at every level, because the competition is going to be about that bag. It's all about the bag. That's what it's going to be. I'm like, don't y'all see this? And y'all okay with that? Yeah, as long as everybody gets some money. Okay, all right. And I don't want to hear it. 10 years from now, Dennis, I don't want to hear how bad the leagues are. I don't want to hear it. The death of sports. I don't even want to hear it. Don't even talk to Sharon about it.
I'm going to talk about how bad one league is on Tuesday. So,
huh?
I'm going to talk about how bad one league is on Tuesday.
Which one? Let me prepare.
The NBA.
Let me
I feel as though Adam Silver is not doing the best of his ability.
All right. So I got about 10 minutes. So let me say something about that. You know how when you watch, we both love sports, right? We all have our favorites. Like Tennessee is your favorite college team. The only team you pull for in college, right? Of course, mine is Michigan State, but I pull for others, but Michigan State is my alma mater. So that's my number one. And so when people work at your favorite place, you tend to give them more leeway than others, right? If they mess up, you give them a little pass for a little while. Let me get this together. I'm a Steelers fan, but I'm telling you right now, I'm so pissed at my team. I don't know what to do. I don't even want to talk about. And see, for me, this is bad all the way around. I'm a Lakers fan and a Steelers fan. And both organizations are acting like they're not the premier organizations in their league. They're making the dumbest decisions. They're not even respecting the legacy of the team. And so I'm mad. I can't wait till Tuesday. I think I will be on Tuesday. If nothing happens between now and Tuesday, I'll be on, because I got to say something about that. But anyway.
Yeah, let's get so. One thing I will say about the movie, I love the movie. I will watch it again. I love the movie. Plot twist was good. It's smack dab. As soon as her mom called, I'm like, what is her mom talking
about? And she kept saying, Janaya, oh my God, Janaya.
Right. And I remember her saying her mom is crazy. And I'm like,
right.
So
that's why she said her mom was crazy. It wasn't her mom that was crazy. It was her that snapped. Yeah. Yeah.
As soon as she said her daughter died, I was like, What?
And then when they started re-showing the scenes and the no child was there, I was like, oh snap. Are you serious?
And now and then it went back to the look of the principal. I said, I knew she was looking crazy for some reason. I couldn't put it together. I was like, that's what I kept saying.
Yep. Yeah.
That was good. Now, what did you get a movie?
Huh?
How did you feel about the movie? What you give the movie?
Oh, I love the movie. Do I think it was his best? No, but I think it was up there. And I will probably watch it again. Like I said, I've watched it twice. People are talking about the writing was bad. I don't think the writing was that bad. I think it was pretty good. I think it showed some growth in his writing, actually. I only had one complaint about the whole movie. One. Okay. You want to know what it is?
Yeah.
In the office with the robbers and the boss. And she shot him. And they showed the bodies laying there. The blood looked just way too fake. It was terrible. I mean, it looked like somebody just poured Jello. Like, you mix up the water in the Jello packet and put it in the refrigerator cold until it just looked like Jello. It just looked like liquid Jello just sitting there. And I was like, oh my God, come on, Tyler. You could have done better with the blood now. Everything else was fine. But that blood part, that disappointed me. Because it was so red. It almost looked like paint or something. It was just yeah. So that was my only complaint in the whole movie. I didn't have any other real complaints. Yeah, some of the stuff, it wouldn't happen that way. Somebody may not go into a bank with a gun and not know that people would think they're robbing them.
It's trauma behind that, so you don't know what you do.
Yeah. The whole message in the movie is you don't know what you will do when you experience enough trauma. You just don't know what your breaking point is sometimes. If it hasn't happened to you, how would you know?
Well, let's get to these top 3 Tyler Perry movies. I'm gonna start with mine. I'm gonna start with mine.
Go ahead.
My number 1 Tyler Perry movie is Daddy's Little Girls. That's my number 1 Tyler Perry movie.
Oh, right? Sister Sheila's loving you right now. That's one of her favorite too.
All right. My number 2 is Mr. Deeds. I like Mr. Deeds. Sort of got the same black woman trauma plot twist. My 3rd one is Madea Goes to Jail.
That one is funny. That's funny.
But see, to me, that's 2 different movies in one coming together. That's what I felt like. It was 2 different stories, but it came together in one.
And the Goes to Jail one?
Yeah, Madea Goes to Jail. The movie.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I can see that. Yeah. I had to think for a minute what you meant.
Man.
But I tell you that movie made me laugh more than most. There's a lot of good laughs in that movie. A lot of good laughs in that one.
So what's your 3?
All right. So I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1. I know you'd like to go 1, 2, 3. I like to go 3, 2, 1. So my 3rd is I Can Do Bad All By Myself. And I know people pan that movie, but I just like Gladys and Mary J in it and Taraji. I just like that whole movie. I liked it. I liked the way that she finally woke up to what was going on. So I like that one. The second one is Medea's family is a family reunion. Yeah, isn't that what it's called? Family reunion.
Who's in it?
Was Cicely Tyson in it?
Yeah, that's family reunion. She also in Diary of a Mad Black Woman too.
Right, but she was in but that family reunion one had a lot of good lessons in it, and Maya was in it, and I just love that movie. But Diary of a Mad Black Woman is my favorite. That is my favorite. I love Jennifer Lewis in it. I give you Paris in springtime, and she goes into the church. I'm like, that is so her. It's just her.
That wasn't Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Wasn't that Family Reunion? Wasn't it that one?
Reunion,
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. I'm sorry, I didn't make that clear what I was talking about. But yeah, I was talking about the Family Reunion one. But the Diary of the Mad Black Woman, the reason why I like that the most is because I think what's her name? I don't know her first name. Her last name is Elise. The key character, what's her first name?
I forgot.
Well, anyway, I felt like her acting in the movie was fantastic. I thought she did a really good job.
Yeah, I liked
in the story.
Yeah, I liked her husband. He always played that snotty nosed black guy. I don't know why, but he always did.
Well, I've always had a little crush on Steve Harris. Always, ever since.
You had a crush on Steve Harris? What?
Oh yeah. Oh, I always have. Yeah. I remember him in the movie with was it Sean Connery? The Rock. You remember the movie The Rock? With who was the star of Leaving Las Vegas?
I ain't see that either.
Oh God, Dennis. I keep forgetting the name of these movies. Well, Ed Harris was in The Rock, and he was this ex-military guy, and they took over Alcatraz prison, took over the rock that Alcatraz sits on this rock island. You know what I'm talking about? The Alcatraz. Yeah. And the good guy character is a bomb expert, and he's called in to help defuse these bombs because Ed Harris and his crew got these bombs, and they're trying to take over the whole world because they're mad at the government and blah 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 and what they did to them. And Steve is one of his henchmen in that movie, and that's the first time I had seen him. I was like, "Ooh, I like him right there." He a little ugly, but something about him I like. It was just something about him I like. And then when he was on The Practice, that was it for me. Watching him on The Practice that was it. So I love me some Steve Harris. I hated the character he played though, because he was just the devil. And I think it was wild how she nursed him back to health and went to church and then said, "I'm leaving you." I just thought that was just, again, a Black woman triumphing.
Mm-hmm. Guru then showed up and came in the comments.
What's up, Guru?
I think you took what I said the wrong way, but make sure you tune in on Tuesday, Guru. You ain't doing it. You ain't too busy. Make sure you tune in on Tuesday. You know what I mean? I'll let you know exactly what I mean about Adam Silver. And I think that he is dropping the ball. That's just how I feel.
Well, yeah, that's how I feel about my teams. And I'm beginning to feel that way about Adam Silver too. And I've always been a supporter of him. But
right. I think I've never met him personally. Looking at him from afar, I think he's a good dude. But capitalizing on what's going on right now, I think he's doing a terrible job. And he's losing. He lost Christmas.
Yep.
He let MLK Day fall away. You got the finals coming up. The finals should always be played on Father's Day. How is it not played on Father's Day? These are some of the concerns I got. Why is it not finals on Sunday? Like, what's going on here? Like, your ratings are getting low. So ain't nobody watching you. You're a worldwide game. Basketball's a worldwide game. You got a lot of international players. International players are now taking over. So your ratings should not be low. You're dropping the ball. There's not enough advertisement for these finals. These finals look like the first round of the playoffs compared to advertisement. There's no difference.
Nope. It's the marketing team needs to go because they're not doing their job.
Period. That's what I'm saying. and I see and last night I seen some different marketing last night. Maybe you've seen it before, but I haven't seen it. I'm sitting there watching the Pacers game. I look on the steps. They got Starry, the soda, advertised on the steps. I said, how much they charge them to put that on the steps? That's what I wanted to like. How much they charge them to advertise that on the steps? It was not on every step. It was on a couple steps. And they went by and they showed it, which used to be Sierra Miss, but it's now Star.
Well,
they showed that.
That's about the money.
That's what I'm saying. The advertisement is there, but you have to do better in marketing. These finals should be promoted better.
Yeah, I agree.
You got two small market teams. How do you build them up? More promotion.
Well, that's
You're not gonna keep getting LeBron and Steph Curry and KD no more. They old. They gone. We got the MVP of the league right here, and don't nobody want to watch it. Come on, man. This man out here, but like y'all sit there, y'all hyped up all these Canadian players. We supposed to see Andrew Wiggins. He ain't do shit like that. We supposed to see fucking RJ Barrett. He ain't do shit like that. But this guy SGA is everything y'all pumped them two guys up to be, and we can't even get the proper promotion for these guys. Man, GTFOH, man. I ain't trying none of that, man. Y'all got to do better as the NBA. And next thing you know, the finals over. You got New York, who's the biggest goddamn market out there. They ain't got no fucking head coach. And the draft is in a couple weeks. Man, get the fuck out. That's my problem with the NBA. Ain't got nothing to do with the players. Because I think the game play is great right now for the finals. Shout out to all them young brothers that's out there playing from the Pacers and from the goddamn OKC Thunder. Shout out to the coaches too for making those adjustments last night. Because I swore the Thunder was going by the third quarter. The shit was just looking too easy for the Pacers last night. But shout out to them.
I have nothing to add. I agree with you 100%. But I agree with you on everything except I don't believe that the players are great. I don't believe that they care enough. Now the finals has looked different. The finals have looked different than the regular season did. But I don't like the play-in, and I don't like the season in-season tournament. I don't like either one of them. That's bull. That's just a money grab. That's all it is. But it has nothing. Does nothing for the fan. Doesn't do anything for us. Nothing. So I don't like it.
But the promotion for the in-season tournament is better than the NBA finals.
Yeah. Well, that's another story. But anyway. So my final thoughts before we go for the day is love on your people. I know I've said this so many times before. When people die, they're dead. They're gone. It's very final. Anything you want to say to somebody that you've never said and you should and you waiting for the right time, there is no right time. You need to go say it to them. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever it is. And give people their flowers while they're living. If you think a lot of somebody, tell them. Tell them. Don't be afraid to tell them. Just tell them. Tell them. That person might need to hear that from you. But if you never say it, they won't know. So say it before they're gone, before they're too late. So rest in peace, David Mott. And rest in peace, Rob Whitney.
Yes.
That's my final thoughts.
Yes, definitely rest in peace, Rob Whitney. And to Tyler Perry, keep doing your thing. Please don't listen to the names.
Mm-hmm. He's not. Trust. He's not. He ain't listening to him.
I have to say that. Other than that, we want to thank y'all for coming out. Guru, like I said, man, tune in on Tuesday, man. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless y'all. and great day.